I'd love to just tell you a little bit of background to Community Credit Union, where we've come from, what we stand for. So Community Credit Union, well, we think we've an interesting story to tell. I think what makes us special are our people, number 1, 2 and 3. And we truly believe that we can be the best in the world at serving our members' financial needs. We then have focused on the digital transformation, which has been a huge part of our relationship with Wellington, in terms of being able to offer those members, and dare I say as well, newer members who have joined the Revolut Brigade, and that we now want to say, no, there really is a not-for-profit ethical financial service provider that you can come to, like your parents did, like your grandparents did, and continue that very, very strong tradition. So when we looked at our members and looked at attracting new members as well, and making sure that new younger generation, that younger cohort, would see the credit union and the movement and what we have to offer in the same light as their parents, we recognise that we must address the fundamentals that they will take as for given. And that is, again, back to that credit union in the pocket. I have 5 kids. They will not go near you if you don't have that digital platform. So it was fundamental to our drive. And as I echoed earlier on about creating this exceptional members experience, that can only be delivered if we create an exceptional work experience for our people, because everything comes from our people. In terms of that journey, the very first part of that was to try and get that digital platform out there, because I think once we get ourselves on a level playing field with the other financial services that are out there, people will come with us and newer members will come through. But we must make it convenient for them. We must make it easy. Their use case journey has to be identified and mapped out properly. So that leads me back to our relationship with Wellington. And for example, the very first step in the Community Credit Union journey, which is joining and becoming a member. So fundamental again to us was to remove the paperwork and the significant amount of work that people had to do, members typically at the counter, in terms of trying to join. And now we're really thrilled, through the help and support from Wellington, you can go online and join immediately. That's both through your mobile, which is critical, but also if you have a laptop or an iPad, etc., you can do it that way via the website as well.
2019, we introduced digital onboarding to Community Credit Union. It's been a huge success. Prior to that, we used to manually do the forms. We'd hand them out to members. We'd get them back in. It could take a week for a person to become a member. They can join basically the same day. Once they upload all their ID, they can conduct a liveness. They're approving a membership in the one day, all by their smartphone, all from sitting at home. They don't have to come near the office. Once everything is uploaded, it's very straightforward.
So the mobile app is great. It's brilliant. The ease of use is fabulous. The facial ID I love. The process for applying for a loan, now that we have the open banking, is great from start to finish. I went in this morning just again to have a quick look myself, applying for a loan. The ease, like you just put in your purpose, your amount, what bank do you want it to go to, and you can sit at home from the comfort of your own home, which is fabulous, and not even have to enter the office. I had a 75-year-old man like a couple of weeks ago, and he thought it was great. That he could do everything online. He thought it was brilliant. Because in fairness, the online stuff is actually easier. Do you know what I mean? It cuts out so much paperwork and stuff like that. It just makes the process really easy to apply for a loan.
So as our journey continues, really exciting that this year, and in fact about 8 weeks ago, we launched current accounts. And of course, current accounts are fundamental to everybody's day-to-day banking requirement. And as I said, our mantra is we want to be the best in the world at serving our members in D15 and D7 their financial needs. So we believe that having current accounts is fundamental to that. So with that in mind, we teamed up with PEC and with Wellington, and we've now launched very successfully, I'm delighted to say, our current accounts. We also have a massive growth area. It's one of the fastest growing areas in Europe. In fact, not just Ireland. We have been using the card. I mean, have it on our iWatches, on our phones, etc. I have to say, one of the best days I had in here was I happened to be over in London the weekend that we launched it, and it was a real thrill going up to the Underground in London, presenting my Apple Watch with my Community Credit Union debit card, and hey presto, the gates opened magically, and it was super. Really did give a great feeling. That's a hell of a journey to have come on when we were so paper driven and so paper intensive. But back to the people, back to enabling them, and back to the journey we're on. A huge part of this was to establish and reinvent our infrastructure, because I want happy people delivering a great service. And if I can do that by facilitating them, whether they need to stay at home to do a little bit of extra time, or they want to do it after the kids have gone to sleep and they're happy to do a couple of hours at night, great. Isn't that the way work is? That's the true hybrid model. We embrace that. Absolutely. And with Andy and the team in Wellington, and Andy's been fantastic with all of his, with Shane and Aidan and all the guys, in terms of actually rolling that service out. It's been relatively very seamless. I would certainly be very happy and highly recommend it. We're actually also now looking and have committed to taking Scion to the cloud. So the ITMS piece and Andy and his team and what they're delivering for us is really important for us, because they're a critical partner in terms of the increasing importance, as evidenced by the journey, the digital transformation we're on, that IT represents within the credit union movement, and certainly within community credit union. So I need to be able to go back to the board and be able to say that I'm 100% confident that we've got a professional, tried and trusted team managing 24/7 around the clock our IT infrastructure. It's mission critical and has to be done properly. And in our partner with Andy and Wellington, we've got people who are doing that. And people here have been empowered because we've got laptops, we've got our iPads, etc., in terms of allowing people that flexibility that in a modern world, a modern society, you must offer people if you really want to get the best out of them. As I said, we passionately believe the telling culture is yesterday's news. This is now about holding people, giving them the power, holding them accountable. So don't get me wrong, they're not, it's not a free ride. But people have embraced that responsibility. Our staff have, in a tremendous way. They're being empowered. They're passionate about our members. They're passionate about the credit union movement, and that comes across, and we're just unleashing the genie.